Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Ursa and this is another update video. As you can see by the hilariously sped up game behind, how's everybody doing? I'm good. I am very busy, very busy, but it is delightful to actually spend about 20-25 minutes to sit down and actually chat to everybody. It's rare I get to do it and I enjoy it when I do. So before we get into the update itself, the game that you can see behind you, you may recognize because it is again the Roman file that we played just recently. If you've never come to Discord to take the save files to literally play the games that I play on the channel, this is a good opportunity to do it because this particular game was ridiculous. And I have to say, after filming the series, which was intended to be a bit of a joke, a bit of light relief, because I'll explain it in a minute, but I'm really busy at the moment, really busy. So I was like, what could I film that's interesting to watch for everybody, but is also a bit different and a bit fun and actually doesn't require much brain power for me? And I was like, right, we'll play with a mod that puts every single hero into the start of the game. Like, that could be fun. That could be really fun. And we'll do Rome, because Rome with the Ancestral Hall mod as well is just ridiculous, because you start picking monuments up everywhere and putting roads down everywhere and all that stuff. And I filmed it and I thought it was really funny. And then it appeared in Discord and it appeared on the comments of the video saying, Ryan, why didn't you pick reliquaries as a religious choice? You have all of these heroic relics. Like, did you not think to do that? And I was like, nope, I didn't think, because at that moment I wasn't thinking at all. This game was like a zero energy game. So I thought, you know what, just as a bit of a treat to myself, I'm going to go and replay the game and pick reliquaries this time. So that's kind of the idea behind this game. I was like, let's play it a second time, but I'm going to pick reliquaries, so that gets the triple tourism from relics and all the heroic relics, which, by the way, I've got all of them, which is really funny because I start with all the heroes. So, I mean, the results of this game were hilarious. Keep watching, you'll love it. It was just ridiculous. It was also really good fun for me because I got to improve on various elements of the play that were really terrible first time round. I was a little bit better with settlers this time. The trick to the Ancestral Hall gives you settlers mod is that you need as many settlers as you can before you start to settle, because once you start to do the chain settling, the settler cost becomes exponentially, or not exponentially, it's linearly and impossibly high to do. So like once you put 30 or 40 cities down, settlers will start costing you 4,000-5,000 gold. You can't afford that. So you need to have as many settlers as you can to start with, and then when you settle, like each settler goes off in an individual chain and starts to settle from there. So I think I did a little bit better getting some more. I also tried to, really play the early war a little bit better this time by sweeping through France and Germany a little quicker, as well as Gaul. I also tried to do some culture puppets as well, because culture puppets are always a really fun concept when you're playing for a culture victory. A culture puppet is when you keep somebody in the game on a very low culture output to basically farm tourists from them. It's really fun. But we'll come back to that. You can watch that as it's happening in the background. First off, holy moly everybody, this is nonsense, it's crazy. It's 10,000 subs almost, like we are hurtling towards it at the moment, and every time I refresh it's just like a little closer and a little closer, and like my bottom is clenched, my teeth are shattering, like it's very exciting. Like and I know I keep coming back to this, but like when I first started YouTube back in 2015 or something crazy like that, like the idea that this would have been possible was like a total pipe dream. I did years of YouTube with nobody watching, like nobody watching at all, and I can't tell you how it's surreal and ridiculous it is to like actually have people watching. That's the start, that's insane, but 10,000 subscribers, like we're hurtling towards that, and that is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it still. And I can't remember if we mentioned this on the other YouTube update or the last update video I did as well, but YouTube helpfully flagged up to tell me that we'd hit 2 million views as well, which is again nonsense. 2 million? Bloody hell, that's so many. That's insane. I mean, it could get even better. If you watch these things and you fancy joining in, then subscribing is literally the most amazing way that you could support the channel. And I'm seeing the effects of that. I think I spoke about this before, that YouTube and the way the algorithm works is kind of a little bit selfish and a little bit insular, because it doesn't want to show videos to people that it's not confident that people will watch. So naturally, if you have more subscribers, your stuff will get shown to more people, but it's not a linear relationship. It's kind of slightly weird. Like if you've got 1 million subscribers versus 1,000 subscribers, the person with 1,000 subscribers won't be given out to like 1,000th of the amount of people the million will. The million people will per subscriber get like many more impressions than the smaller people do. And like I'm noticing as I'm getting closer to 10,000 subs that the amount that YouTube is showing my stuff around the world is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and like it's starting to snowball a little bit now. So thank you so much for all of the support, and this is why I keep harking on. If you haven't subscribed, then please do. It really does help, and it's free. And you know, if you don't like what you see, then you can always unsubscribe, which is wonderful. I'm going to do a celebration once we get to 10k, or if we get to 10k. I shouldn't presume these things, that would be very rude of me, but I think I'm going to do a Q&A. So we're going to do a big Q&A of basically like any questions you want to throw at me. I'll try and answer them as honestly as I can. I'm sure there'll be memey questions. If you feel like you need to ask those, then hey, that's great for you. But I'll also answer as many serious questions as we can about me and about the channel, about what I do and my opinions on Civ and my opinions on anything you want, and I'll do that as a separate thing. So don't bother leaving your questions on this particular video. I'm going to do that as a separate thing. I'm going to keep a thread on Discord so that people can ask questions on that, and I'll also put out a community announcement in a couple days once we hit that mark so that you can ask questions on there, and therefore all the questions are in one place and I know where to, or two places, and I know where to look for them, so that's great. I also wanted to shout out to the Patreon crew who are just insane. Like, it is the best support I could have for this channel because the income from Patreon is so regular. It's already helped me to like incredibly increase my output by buying the new PC, which is still wonderfully effective and is powering through the larger games, and oh my goodness is it making the editing easier. But the Patreon crew are still there and they're still supporting, and honestly it's making the dream of doing this full time ever closer, and it is like such good support. And I don't know if you've noticed as well, the outro of all of the videos that we're putting out at the moment, like people are joining left, right and center. It's getting delightfully swole. Like it's the best problem I could have. I had to change the graphics recently. I was so busy. I was like, I don't have time to redo the outro. Like, you know, I have that little sort of orange banner thing that I put all the names on. I was like, shite, they don't fit. What do I do? So I just had to move the text across the screen because I didn't have time to fix it. Like, what a brilliant problem to have. I think there's almost 30 people on Patreon at the moment. It's nuts. Now, if you want to support me on Patreon, the link is in every single video. It really does help. Don't feel like you have to. Honestly, just subscribing is like an amazing thing that you can do. But the Patreon crew are just the backbone, and you know, I always like to plug them because I feel like we have a pretty good little community where they can suggest stuff and talk about the channel, and we bounce a lot of ideas as my content and the direction of the channel generally between us. I'm always trying to improve on that as well. So Patreon members, don't let me get away with anything. If you don't think I'm pulling my end of the bargain up, then let me know. You know, it's got to be a two-way thing. But that's a thing if you want to join in, but obviously don't feel the pressure. My word, is the world chaotic right now? People, maybe students, they may have no money. COVID may have wrecked incomes. I honestly expect nothing, so don't even stress about it. Like, just subscribing is perfect. I'm going to shut up about it now. Oh, no, there's one other thing I was going to say. 2,000 people on Discord. Like, what the hell? That's insanely huge. There's 2,000 people on the Discord. If you haven't just signed up to the Discord yet, obviously the Q&A thread will be on there. So if you want to ask any questions for that, then that's the place to do it. But I also, as mentioned, keep all the mods and all of the game files, like the one you're watching now. Hey, you see? Look at that segue. Smooth. So join Discord if you can. So my plans. I have lots of plans for the few months ahead. At the moment, I must apologize. I have been so busy with work. My work that I unfortunately have to do because we all need money. Yay for capitalism and not living in a utopian society where we can trade each other favors and goodwill for existence. My word, that would be delightful. But in the meantime, I do have to work for a living, and my job is like so seasonally weighted. I have probably about 70% of my annual work in November, December and January. And of that, I'd say about 50% of it is in January. So it's madly weighted towards January. I am so busy right now. Give it a week, like literally a week, and I will be so much freer to do things like actually respond to your posts on the comments on videos. Like I try and answer or look at every single one. I genuinely read every single one and reply to the ones I can, but I've been really bad at that recently. I'm so sorry. I will get back on that. But in terms of planning, I do have a lot in the bank, actually. I've got, looking in front of me, yeah, here we go. So I've got about 2 A4 pages full of video ideas. So I'm not short on ideas, and they range from serious stuff to not so serious stuff. So that's going to be quite good. Obviously, I've got the Patreon community who are massively helping me to design videos as well. We try and run ideas off each other enough, and I hope, again, that you're getting your value, but that's all really good. What I'm trying to do at the moment is find a good balance between different styles of video. Obviously, Civ 6 has been out for some time now, so new content there is not much of. But I'm still trying to make it, and there's a balance here between having informative videos like guides and serious playthings, where like I do a let's play and genuinely tell you how to do things, like an over-explained style thing. Funny humour, people like a bit of comedy, they like me being silly and, you know, jesting about Petra or teeth or stuff like that. You know, like I try and put that in as much as I can. Difficult playthroughs as well. I try and do challenges and difficult stuff to keep me busy, but also because you guys like to see me sweat and, you know, really struggle with that sort of stuff, so that's fine. Chilled content. I really enjoy city building games and you know, like a sort of SimCity style thing where I put myself on a terra map as Coupe and don't do anything. So all that sort of stuff I enjoy doing as well as random stuff, like for instance the mods that we're playing with now. So again, you always feel like you can comment ideas for videos at me. I can't promise I'll do them all because there's only one of me, and unfortunately I work, so doing this channel is kind of shoved to my weekends and mornings in most cases, but I try and get through as much as I can. And obviously the Patreon community are really, really, really amazing as well. You guys help me so much with all of the planning here, so that's awesome too. Oh, we put our first short up as well. The first short video went up, and oh my word, so it kind of went up twice, right? We, you know, myself and my wife, we sat there and we probably spent about 4 hours just over-analyzing how to build a short, because YouTube is really vague about how to make a video a short. A short is like the TikTok equivalent, right, of what they want. It's like a 30 to 60 second video. It's got to be in portrait. You've got to submit it, and there's no button on the frickin' upload thing to say, hey YouTube, I think this is a short. Please can you treat it like a short and tick box? No, there's nothing you can do like that. You have to just upload it and hope that YouTube picks it up as a short, because if it doesn't, like it did first time, like 1,500 people watched this, you know, this video go up as a regular video, and all that did was totally take all of the weight off the proper serious video I just put up, so that nobody watched that. So it skewed all the views and impressions away from that, and then didn't get picked up as a short, so it wasn't being flagged up. So we had to take that down and re-upload it, and oh, it was something stupid, like we'd filmed it and put it into portrait mode, but then we rendered it in landscape with like black bits on the side to make it into portrait. It was something really stupid, but we figured it out now. It took a while, like nobody watched the short to start with, but it's really interesting watching the algorithm between like how short videos work and regular videos work, because regular videos kind of looks like a cliff, like loads and loads of people watch it at the beginning and then it tails off. And as time goes on, less and less people watch it because there's new stuff, you know, coming out. So like 90% of the people will watch like the first sort of 12 hours of that video being out, and then it kind of drops off from there. But short videos, it's still going up linearly. Like there's still like 400 people watching it every 2 days, even though it's been out for a couple of weeks. So that's really cool. And we've got loads of ideas for shorts. Why am I doing shorts? Because YouTube has it as a thing. It's a bit like community posts. If you don't do them, you don't get as many impressions on your regular content. So it's very much gaming the algorithm. You're going to have to put up with it. If you don't like shorts, well, you know, nobody really does. Unless you're the Instagram and TikTok generation, in which case, hooray, it's amazing. Well done for you being young, you young bastards. But I think for everybody else, you just have to forgive the fact that I've got to stick these things up. And if you have any ideas for shorts, by the way, we are always looking for them. I'm looking for 30 to 60 second clips of like funny or interesting stuff that's gone up on the channel. I filmed like something like 5,000 hours of content for YouTube so far. I don't remember what's what, right? I have no memory of anything that's going up. So if you've got an idea something that works well for shorts and something that would work really well in terms of being clipped or being edited down or whatever it might be. I have a thread on Discord to capture that sort of stuff. If you sign up as an early bear, hint hint, early bears get a lot of secret stuff. I shouldn't say about the secret stuff. The secret stuff, of course, is secret, but you know, there is a place on Discord to put these short ideas if you have any. I should point out as well, I get asked about this a lot. No, I'm not planning on doing anything live at the moment. I get asked about Twitch and YouTube Live quite a bit. At the moment, I'm not. It's because of my internet connection. That's the lame excuse I've got at the moment. I did a couple of tests on stuff recently, and it's nowhere near good enough to put out an HD consistent thread that you guys could watch. So working on that behind the scenes. Unfortunately, my house doesn't have the internet connection required. As soon as OpenReach, the UK service that goes around actually installing the internet cables around Cumbria, as soon as that actually gets to my house and gives me a better internet connection, I'm going to be like the first one to it. But at the moment, no, that's why I don't do that. And I get asked a lot about like multiplayer. Do you want to join on multiplayer games? And do you want to do this and that? I'm always up for that sort of stuff, but generally my internet connection is so tragic that when you play Civ 6 multiplayer with it, which by the way, of all online games, Civ 6 multiplayer is hilariously badly optimized. If anybody has a bad connection, like the syncing for the entire thing just goes horribly wrong. You guys all watched the Civ Give, right? Like one thing that goes wrong on multiplayer just screws it up for everybody else. So that's why I kind of stay away from multiplayer stuff. Like a lot of people that I'm like good friends with on YouTube who do Twitch and stuff, they, you know, there's always an opportunity to do stuff with them, but I'm always reluctant to throw myself at them because I know my internet connection is going to like sandbag whatever they're doing. So I'm holding off on that one for now. It's still something I'd love to do, but fingers crossed infrastructure will be upgraded within the sort of next 12 months, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there should be a good range of content coming up. As I say, I've got some good larger games, I've got some good smaller games, we've got some guides, we've got some funny mods and things like that. So yeah, it's all really cool. I'm always looking for people who have good mod ideas, by the way, especially people who always have a go at like making mods. Always come to Discord and just say, hey, Ryan, I've got this capacity, I can help out with stuff, and I will take you up on any offer because I've got loads of ideas for funny things that should be quite simple to do. So always feel like you can come and join in the community in that sense. But that's a bit it. It's a pretty short video today. There's not much to update you on because I am absolutely frazzled. My work will calm down within a week or so, and at that point I'm going to get back on top of myself. But just harking back to the video you're watching, you'll have noticed that okay, some of the stuff I did better, right? I rushed the Ancestral Hall, I got the settlers out better, that was all good. I actually linked the road up to Rome better than I did last time. I did the thing with my initial settlers in my actual recorded game. They were too far away from Rome when I settled them, so they didn't do the road, and after that point, just the road didn't spawn on like my entire empire, which is the most frustrating thing, but I actually got it to fix this time and built a road, which made me very, very happy. But there were some things that went wrong when filming this game. The culture puppets I did definitely didn't work because whilst I gave them up to people who couldn't, you know, so basically you kill a civ, you release one of the original cities to some random AI that has no hope in hell of keeping loyalty to them, which I think I picked like Greece and the Ottomans maybe, or Arabia, I can't remember who I picked, but I basically like gave them a city, let them lose the loyalty, and then when I get the city back, I liberate it back to the person that I initially took it from. But I did it with loyalty, not with army, so I couldn't liberate it like an idiot. So that total failed. I also gave away the city with the Ancestral Hall, so none of my settlers were spawning, so, which was an absolute fail, right? I did like 10 new cities and then gave away that city like an idiot, so that the entire point of the mod didn't work. So that was a bit of a facepalm moment. I also messed up spreading my religion as well. Religious colonialization is a really good one when you're settling like crazy, because it sticks your religion in immediately when you settle a new city, and I forgot to pick that up. I forgot to spread my religion to a majority place to make that work in the first place by the time I actually put my religion down, so that was a muck-up. I think I fixed it though by taking canonization, which is like a modded version of the Vatican ability. I killed the Vatican, ignore that, but I could have actually Caesar in the Vatican and done it properly, but that is the religion burst when you put a great person down. So I used my faith to get a couple of great writers, and then used the the old god obelisks to put the great writers down, to burst my religion out and spread it that way. So I got round it eventually, but I mean, that was a bit of a fail, which never mind. But even with all of those muck-ups, can we just say the results of this game were hilariously good? What was it, like a turn something, like 40 something, like 48 culture win? Ah, yes. Balanced mods, eh? What a fun thing they are to do. That was very, very good fun. I would recommend massively coming in and having a go on this particular save file. And I have like a little list of all of the mods you need to use to make it work as well. So come and have a go at it. If you've been struggling to get the mod to work, like you can't get the heroes to work, then try this save file, because this will actually be a preset one. I know this works. They all spawn, so it's a good opportunity to have a go at it. But in the meantime, I just wanted to leave you with one stat, right? So someone pointed out recently that, oh, did you know that Ursa has been uploading since January 2015? Yes, I knew that. I've been doing this for 7 years now. I say often that it's so novel that people are watching because I was doing this for so long with no one watching, and I just wanted to put that into context, right? I've just have a look at the analytics app, and in the last 48 hours, just under 30,000 views have been put onto my channel, which, by the way, is crazy. It's never been that high. I think the last 4 days in a row have been the most viewed days I've ever had. That's mind-blowing and nuts. But 30,000 views in the last 48 hours. It took me 3 years. It took me to December 17 to get 30,000 views in total, right? That's how insane it is. I'm now getting 3 years worth of views in 2 days. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Matthew Wilkinson, Salty Tech, Midnight Oil, Trevor Daskby, Paul Coffey, Senjit, Kroger Brand, Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard and Portland for all of your support on Patreon, as well as everybody else who comments and likes. Thank you!